Let me start with a simple truth. Your future is hiding in your daily routine. Not in the big moments, not in the grand events, but in what you do from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed. See, destiny is not a mystery. It's a matter of habit. Success is predictable. Failure is predictable. All we need to do is take a close look at what you do every single day. Ask yourself this question. If you kept living today's routine for the next 5 years, where would it take you? Would it lead to health, wealth and happiness, or frustration, debt and regret? The answer is not far away. It's already written in the small choices you're making, what you read, who you spend time with, how you use your hours. Here's what I discovered. You don't have to change your life overnight, but you do have to change something you do daily. One new discipline can change your destiny. And the opposite is also true. One small neglect repeated long enough will ruin your chances. So don't take your routine lightly. It's the architect of your future. It's either building the life you want or slowly tearing it down. In this session, I want to show you how to design a routine that predicts success, not failure. A routine that leads to freedom, not bondage. A routine that will make the next 5 years dramatically different from the last 5. Because remember, your routine predicts your destiny. And starting today, you can predict greatness. The formula, what you do daily shapes what you become. Let me give you a formula that could change your life forever. It's simple. What you do every single day shapes what you become. Not what you do once in a while, not what you do when you feel like it, but what you do daily. Because your routine, those quiet, ordinary choices are painting the picture of your destiny. Now, here's the truth. Success is predictable. Failure is predictable. You don't have to guess. You don't have to cross your fingers and hope. All you have to do is take a careful look at your routine and it will tell you exactly where you're headed. Think about it. If you eat too much every day, neglect exercise, and tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, what happens in 5 years? It's predictable. If you never read, never invest in yourself, never sharpen your skills, will you suddenly wake up wealthy and wise? No, it's predictable. On the other hand, if you choose to read every day, if you discipline your mind, if you learn to manage your time, your money and your associations, what will happen? It's also predictable. Here's the lesson. Disciplines build destiny. Neglects destroy it. And the problem is both look so small in the moment. Reading 10 pages doesn't seem like much. Skipping a workout doesn't seem like much, but multiplied over time, one builds you, the other breaks you. I call it the law of sowing and reaping. If you plant good seeds every day, seeds of discipline, seeds of growth, you reap a harvest of success. If you plant nothing, or worse, weeds of laziness and neglect, don't be surprised when the harvest is disappointment. The soil doesn't care what you plant. It will return whatever you sow. So, here's my challenge to you. Take inventory of your daily routine. Ask yourself, are these habits leading me toward the life I want or away from it? Be brutally honest because your routine doesn't lie. Your future is being built in secret every day, and sooner or later it will be revealed in public. But here's the good news. You can change the formula. You can start today. Replace one neglect with one discipline. Add one habit that feeds your mind, your health, your spirit, and over time that one change will multiply. Remember, success is not something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become. And who you become is shaped by what you do daily. So guard your routine, design it with purpose. Because if you get your daily formula right, you won't have to wonder about your destiny. It will take care of itself. Mornings, the first battle of the day. If you want to predict how your life will turn out, take a close look at how you start your mornings. Because the first battle of the day is not out there in the marketplace. It's in your own house, your own mind, your own routine, how you win or lose. That first battle sets the tone for everything that follows. Now, some people wake up late, hit the snooze button and rush into the day unprepared. That's not just a small habit, it's a philosophy. And if that philosophy continues, it will rob you of success. Why? Because the way you treat your mornings is the way you treat your life. Here's the truth. Mornings are a gift. They are your opportunity to set direction before the world starts making demands. You either take charge of the morning or the morning takes charge of you. And if the morning takes charge, the day slips away, the week slips away. Before long, the years slip away and you wonder why nothing changed. Winners understand this principle. They use the first hour wisely. They feed their minds with something positive. They read, they write, they plan, they exercise discipline before the world requires it. That's why their lives look different. They set the tone instead of waiting for someone else to set it for them. Let me give you a simple example. Suppose you start each day by reading just 10 pages of a good book. 10 pages doesn't sound like much, but do that every day for a year and you've read over 3,000 pages. That's wisdom in your mind, ideas in your heart, fuel for your future, all from a small morning discipline. Or imagine you spend 15 minutes every morning planning your day, deciding what matters most, where to focus, what to avoid. Instead of drifting, you move with direction. And the difference between drifting and direction is the difference between mediocrity and greatness. Here's what I've learned. If you conquer the morning, you've already won half the day. If you waste the morning, you spend the rest of the day trying to catch up, and usually you don't. So I challenge you, design a morning ritual. Something that strengthens your body, sharpens your mind, and focuses your spirit. Don't let the first hour slip away to social media, television, or endless distractions. Guard it, protect it, use it to build yourself. Because mornings are not just hours on a clock, they're a declaration of who you are becoming. And if you win the first battle of the day, you put yourself in position to win all the others. Philosophy drives routine. Every routine has a foundation, and that foundation is your philosophy. See, what you do daily is not just about discipline, it's about the way you think. Your philosophy is the set of ideas you've accepted about life, work, money, relationships, and success. And here's the key. Your philosophy shapes your attitude. Your attitude shapes your actions. And your actions shape your future. Let me say it another way. Your routine is nothing more than philosophy and action. If you believe learning is important, you'll find time to read, to study, to grow. If you believe health matters, you'll eat right, exercise, and guard your energy. But if you believe none of this makes a difference, then neglect becomes your daily habit. And neglect always produces regret. Now the danger is this. Most people don't choose their philosophy. They inherit it. They borrow it from their parents, their friends, their environment. They pick up ideas like loose change and never stop to ask, do these ideas serve me? Do they lead me toward the life I want? And so, unknowingly, they drift into routines that lead nowhere. But here's the good news. You can design your own philosophy. You can take inventory of what you believe and decide to upgrade it. That's where real change begins. Because if you change your thinking, you change your habits. And if you change your habits, you change your destiny. Let me give you an example. If your philosophy says, I'll start saving money when I have more money, your routine will always be spending. And 5 years from now, you'll be broke and frustrated. But if your philosophy says, I save a little from every dollar, no matter how small, your routine becomes disciplined, saving, and 5 years from now, you'll have security, options, and peace of mind. Same income, different philosophy, completely different destiny. Or take health. If your philosophy says one donut won't hurt, then soon it becomes 2, then 10. But if your philosophy says every bite is either an investment or a debt to my future health, then your daily choices will be different. One leads to strength, the other to sickness. Again, philosophy drives routine, so here's my challenge. Examine your beliefs, ask yourself, where did I get this idea? Does it serve me? Does it move me closer to success or closer to regret? If it doesn't serve you, replace it, because your philosophy is the steering wheel of your life and it determines the path your routines will travel. Remember, you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you become. And what you become is the result of what you do daily. But what you do daily is built on what you believe. Change the belief and the behavior will follow. Change the philosophy and the future is yours. The price of neglect. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned is this. Neglect is far more expensive than discipline. Discipline weighs ounces, neglect weighs tons. And here's the tragedy. Most people don't realize the cost until the bill comes due. See, success doesn't fall apart overnight, and neither does failure. Failure is nothing more than a few small errors in judgment. Repeat it every day. It looks harmless at first. Skip the workout today, no big deal. Spend the money instead of saving it, who will notice? Put off reading that book. What difference does one day make? But here's the truth. Neglect multiplies. A little today, a little tomorrow, and before you know it, you've lost 5 years, 10 years, maybe an entire lifetime. The human drama is this one. Neglect builds on another. Skip the morning routine, now you're rushed. Neglect planning, now you're drifting. Neglect health, now you're sick. Neglect relationships, now you're lonely. And each neglect by itself looks so small, almost invisible, but stacked together, they shape a destiny of regret. Now, let's compare. Discipline is also small. 10 minutes of exercise, a page of reading, a moment of gratitude. At first, it doesn't seem like much, but multiplied over time, it builds strength, wisdom, and success. That's the secret. Neglect destroys quietly. Discipline builds quietly, and the results always show up later when it's too late to change yesterday. I want you to imagine this. Two people start at the same place, same age, same opportunities. One chooses neglect, the other chooses discipline. At first, they look the same, but check back in 5 years. One is stronger, wiser, healthier, wealthier. The other is weaker, frustrated, broke, and wondering what happened. It wasn't luck. It wasn't fate. It was the price of neglect versus the reward of discipline. So here's the challenge. Don't let neglect steal your future. Don't let one skipped habit become a lifestyle. Catch it early, fix it quickly, replace neglect with discipline, and you change the whole equation. Remember this truth. You can pay the small price of discipline now, or you will pay the heavy price of neglect later. And trust me, the price of neglect is far more painful. Choose discipline today and you purchase freedom tomorrow. Choose neglect today and you mortgage your future to regret. The choice is yours and you make it daily. Designing a routine of discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And the good news is, you don't stumble onto discipline. It can be designed, built, and practiced until it becomes a way of life. Success doesn't require genius. It doesn't require luck. What it requires is a routine of discipline. Practice daily. Now here's the key. Discipline is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. A routine of discipline means deciding what matters most and giving it a place on your daily schedule. Because if you don't plan the day will plan you, and the day left to itself is usually filled with distractions. Start simple. Don't try to change everything at once. Choose 1 or 2 areas that matter most. Your health, your finances, your learning, and build small daily disciplines around them. Read 10 pages every morning. Save a little from every paycheck. Walk for 30 minutes a day. At first, these seem so small, almost invisible. But here's what I promise. Multiplied over time, those small disciplines create massive results. Here's the formula. Discipline creates consistency. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates destiny. Without discipline, you drift. With discipline, you direct, and direction always beats drift. Let me give you an example. Imagine you design a morning routine that includes 15 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of planning, and 15 minutes of exercise. That's 45 minutes invested in yourself. Before the day begins, do that for 1 week. You'll feel different. Do it for 1 year. You'll be different. Your thinking sharper, your body stronger, your time more productive. The difference is not the hours, it's the disciplines. But remember this, a routine of discipline requires protection. You must guard it. People will want your time. Distractions will call for your attention. Emergencies will show up. And if you don't protect your disciplines, they slip away. So make them non-negotiable. Write them down. Put them in your calendar. Treat them like appointments with your future, because that's exactly what they are. And here's the reward. Once discipline becomes routine, it no longer feels like a burden. It becomes part of who you are. The same way brushing your teeth doesn't take willpower, your success habits won't either. That's the power of designing a routine of discipline. It becomes automatic. And when the right actions become automatic, success becomes inevitable. So here's my challenge. Take out a sheet of paper and design your daily disciplines. Not what you hope to do, not what you'll do someday, but what you'll do today. Build them into your mornings, your evenings, your work, your money, your health. Because if you design the right routine, you won't have to guess about your future. You'll have built it one discipline at a time. The compound effect of choices, one of the greatest secrets to success, is also one of the simplest little things done daily, compound into big results. Every choice you make carries a consequence. And the truth is, your life right now is the sum total of all the choices you've made up until this moment. See, choices look small in the moment. Eat the burger or the salad, spend the money or save it, read the book or watch television. At the time, it feels like no big deal. But multiplied by days, weeks, and years, those small decisions create either disaster or destiny. The problem is neglect and discipline feel the same at first, almost invisible. Skip the workout today, nothing changes. Read a few pages of a book today, nothing changes. That's why most people don't take them seriously. But here's the reality. Neglect has a delayed cost, discipline has a delayed reward. The question is, what are you compounding? Think of it like interest in the bank. You put a little in and at first the balance barely moves, but leave it long enough and it grows into something incredible. That's how life works. Success doesn't come in one giant leap, it comes from compounded choices. The law of sowing and reaping multiplied by time. Let me give you an example. Two people start with the same income. One chooses to save $10 a day. The other spends it on coffee and snacks. A year later, not much difference. 5 years later, one has thousands saved, maybe invested, while the other has nothing but receipts. Same income, different choices, compounded over time, different destinies. Or take personal growth. Read 15 minutes a day and in a year you finished over a dozen books. Do that for 5 years and your knowledge, your vocabulary, your perspective is miles ahead of the person who never cracked a book. At first, no one notices. Eventually, everyone notices. Here's the key. Life compounds whether you want it to or not. The question is, are you compounding regrets or rewards? Every choice is a seed and time is the multiplier. So discipline, reap abundance. So neglect, reap disappointment. So here's my challenge. Stop underestimating the small choices. Guard them, respect them, multiply them. Ask yourself each day, if I repeat this choice for the next 5 years, where will it lead? That question alone can change your destiny. Remember, success is not something sudden, it's something compounded. And when you make the right choices daily, time becomes your ally. But make the wrong ones and time becomes your enemy. The compound effect is always working. The only question is, what is it building for you? Association shape routines. If you want to know your future, take a good look at the people you spend the most time with because your associations shape your attitudes and your attitudes shape your routines. And remember, your routines shape your destiny. Here's the truth. No one lives in isolation. You're influenced, whether you like it or not, by the voices, habits, and philosophies of the people around you. Hang around winners, you'll pick up winning habits. Hang around complainers, you'll soon find yourself complaining. It's almost automatic. Why? Because environment is more powerful than intention. I learned long ago that you can't afford to casually choose your friends. Friends are not neutral. They either lift you up or pull you down. They either challenge you to grow or comfort you in staying the same. That's why I teach. Be cautious with your associations, generous with your relationships, but ruthless with your influences. Let me give you an example. If 5 of your closest friends wake up late, skip discipline, waste their money, and drift through life, what are the chances you'll build a strong, successful routine while keeping their company slim? But surround yourself with people who value growth, who get up early, who save, study, and strive. You can't help but rise with them. See, humans are designed to adapt. We adapt to the level of the group. That's why I say don't just look at where people are, look at where they're going. If their direction doesn't align with your dreams, you need to create some distance. Not because you're better than them, but because your future depends on it. But here's the good news. You can also borrow routines, watch successful people, study their habits, copy their disciplines until they become your own. If you can't be around them in person, be around them through books, recordings, and mentors. Influence doesn't have to be physical. It can be educational. So here's my challenge. Make an association audit. Write down the people you spend the most time with and ask yourself, what direction are they pulling me? If the answer is down, it's time to limit that influence. If the answer is up, double your time with them. And if you don't have the right influences yet, seek them. Go where the successful gather. Join groups, attend seminars, find mentors. Remember, your routine is not built in isolation. It's shaped by the company you keep. Show me your associations, and I'll show you your future. Choose wisely because your destiny is being designed by the voices you listen to and the habits you adopt. The daily disciplines of growth. If you want your life to change, you have to change. And if you want to change, you must grow. Growth doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. And design means daily disciplines. Not once in a while, not when you feel like it. Every day, because growth is not an event, it's a lifestyle. Now let me be clear, growth doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to spend 8 hours a day studying. You don't need to run marathons or devour libraries. The secret is simple disciplines repeated consistently that keep stretching your mind, strengthening your body, and building your character. One of the greatest disciplines of growth is reading. Reading gives you access to the thoughts, wisdom, and experiences of people who lived before you. 15 minutes a day, 10 pages a day, and you'll read dozens of books a year. Imagine where your mind will be 5 years from now if you adopt that one habit. Another discipline is journaling. Write down your thoughts, your lessons, your ideas, your goals. Don't trust your memory. It's too short. A short pencil is better than a long memory. Journaling makes you a student of your own life, and when you study your life, you begin to see patterns, corrections, and opportunities for growth. And don't forget the discipline of reflection. Spend a few quiet minutes every day asking yourself, what did I learn today? What did I do well? Where can I improve? Reflection turns experience into insight. Without reflection, life teaches you nothing. With reflection, life teaches you everything. Now, growth also demands the discipline of practice. Don't just learn, apply. Don't just listen, do. Growth is not about collecting knowledge, it's about developing skills. If you want to be a better speaker, speak. If you want to be a better leader, lead. If you want to be a better negotiator, negotiate. Skills grow only when practiced, not when wished for. And finally, growth requires the discipline of feeding your spirit. Gratitude, faith, meditation, prayer, whatever strengthens the inside of you, because life will test you. And if you don't grow inwardly, no amount of outward success will keep you steady. So, here's my challenge. Design your daily growth routine. 10 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of journaling, a moment of reflection, some practice on your skills. Feed your spirit. These are not burdens. They are investments. And over time, they compound in wisdom, character, and influence. Remember, success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. And the person you become is shaped by the daily disciplines of growth. Time, the routine equalizer. Time is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter who you are, where you were born, or how much money you have in the bank. Everybody gets the same 24 hours in a day. Kings and queens don't get more. Billionaires don't get more. The most successful people you admire wake up with the same amount of time you do. So why do some accomplish so much while others accomplish so little? The answer is simple. Routine. It's not time itself that separates people. It's how they use it. The wealthy, the wise, the fulfilled, they don't get extra hours. They simply design routines that turn ordinary time into extraordinary results. On the other hand, those who waste time on distractions, gossip, and endless entertainment always find themselves broke, behind, and frustrated. Time is neutral. It delivers to you whatever you plant in it. Think about it. 1 hour spent reading and growing adds up to hundreds of hours of wisdom in a year. 1 hour wasted scrolling and drifting adds up to hundreds of hours of regret. Time compounds your choices. It multiplies your disciplines, but it also multiplies your neglect. Here's the tragedy. Too many people act like they have forever. They say, I'll start tomorrow, I'll change next year, I'll get serious one day. But days slip into weeks, weeks into months, and suddenly years have gone by, and time does not give refunds. What's gone is gone. That's why I urge you, don't treat time casually. Treat it as your most valuable currency, because money lost can be regained, but time wasted is gone forever. Guard it, invest it, design it. Make your hours work for you instead of against you. How do you do it? Start with structure. Give every hour of your day an assignment. If you don't assign it, someone else will. Build time into your routine for growth, for health, for relationships, for rest, for work, and then protect it. Be as disciplined with your time as you are with your money or more. Because time is life, and life is made up of days. Remember this, the marketplace doesn't reward you for the hours you put in. It rewards you for the value you bring to those hours. One person can work 8 hours and accomplish little. Another can work the same 8 hours and create wealth, impact, and freedom. What's the difference? Routine. So here's my challenge. Respect the clock. Ask yourself daily, am I spending these hours or am I investing them? Because the way you use your time is the way you shape your life. And since time is the great equalizer, your future will not be determined by how many hours you had, but by what you chose to do with them. Wealth, health, and happiness. The fruit of routine. Life can be divided into 3 great arenas: wealth, health, and happiness. And the truth is, your daily routine touches all 3. If you want to know the future of your finances, look at your money habits. If you want to know the future of your body, look at your health habits. And if you want to know the future of your relationships, look at the habits you bring into them every single day. Let's start with wealth. Wealth is not built in one deal, one paycheck, or one lucky break. It's built in small, disciplined financial routines. Save a little from every dollar. Invest regularly, no matter how small the amount. Spend less than you earn. Keep good records. These aren't dramatic acts, but repeated daily. They create financial freedom. Wealth is not the result of wishing. It's the fruit of consistent, wise routines with money. Next is health. The body you live in tomorrow is being built by the choices you make today. Exercise, nutrition, rest. These are not events, they're routines. A walk every day, more water, less sugar, early to bed, early to rise. At first the results are invisible, but stay with it and your energy improves. Your strength increases, your confidence grows. Neglect these routines and the price will show up later. Aches, fatigue, sickness. Remember, discipline in health weighs ounces, but neglect in health weighs tons. And then there's happiness. Happiness is not an accident. It's a routine too. It's built in the small habits of gratitude, kindness, and presence. Saying thank you, listening to the people you love, investing time in your family, serving others. It's making deposits in relationships every day so the account is full when life gets hard. Happiness doesn't come from chasing pleasure, it comes from practicing purpose. Here's the lesson. In each of these 3 arenas, the future is predictable. Wealth is predictable, health is predictable, happiness is predictable. All you have to do is look at the routines. What you do daily with your money, your body, your relationships. That's your forecast. So here's my challenge. Design routines in all 3 areas. A financial routine that builds wealth. A health routine that builds vitality. A relationship routine that builds joy. Protect them, repeat them, live them. Because if your routine is right, the fruit will be right. Remember, life doesn't deliver to you what you want. It delivers to you the fruit of what you plant. And wealth, health, and happiness are not miracles. Their harvest, and the harvest always belongs to the planter who took the time to sow the right seeds daily. The seasons of routine. Life, like nature, runs in seasons, and if you want to succeed, you must learn to recognize the seasons and adjust your routine accordingly, because what you do in one season won't work in another. The farmer knows this well. You don't plant in winter, you don't harvest in spring, and you don't relax in the summer. Each season demands its own routine, its own discipline, its own mindset. Let's start with spring. Spring is the season of opportunity. It's when you plant seeds. Seeds of learning, seeds of business, seeds of relationships. But here's the key. If you don't plant in spring, you have nothing to harvest in the fall. Too many people miss their spring because they procrastinate, they hesitate, or they get distracted. Spring routines are about action. Starting new habits, building new skills, meeting new people, planting more seeds than you think you'll ever need, because not all will grow. Then comes summer. Summer is the season of protection. After you've planted, you must protect what's growing. The weeds will come, the storms will come, the pests will come. That's the way life works. Neglect your summer routine and your harvest will be stolen. Your summer habits must include vigilance, discipline, and perseverance. Guard your mind from negative influences. Guard your business from competitors. Guard your relationships from neglect. Summer routines are about defending the progress you've made. Next is fall. Fall is the season of harvest. It's when you reap what you've sown. If you planted diligently in spring and protected carefully in summer, fall will be rich with rewards. But here's the truth. Fall only brings what you deserve. No planning, no harvest, no protection, no reward. Fall routines are about gratitude, about gathering the fruit, about preparing for the future. And it's a season of honesty, because fall never lies. It gives you exactly what you earned. And then comes winter. Winter is the season of difficulty. The cold winds blow, the days get short, life seems harsh, and this season comes for everyone. No one escapes winter. But here's the beauty. Your routines in winter determine whether you survive or thrive. Winter is the time to stay strong, to keep faith, to continue your disciplines even when it's hard. If you endure winter with courage, spring always returns. But if you quit in winter, you'll miss the next spring. So what's the lesson? Design your routines with the seasons in mind. Plan aggressively in spring. Protect carefully in summer. Reap gratefully in fall. Endure faithfully in winter. And repeat the cycle again and again. Remember, success is not built in one season. It's built by respecting all four. If you live well through each season, your life will be rich with harvests. But if you neglect even one, the price will show up. The seasons are not in your control, but your routines are. And if your routines match the season, you'll always be ready for whatever life brings. Redesigning your destiny. It starts today. If your routine predicts your destiny, then here's the best news you'll hear. You can redesign it. You don't have to stay trapped in the old habits, the old patterns, the old story. The past does not have to equal the future. You can draw a line in the sand and say enough. Starting today, I begin again. See, destiny is not fixed. It's created, and it's created in the daily disciplines you choose. If you don't like where your life is headed, don't curse the road. Don't blame the weather. Don't point fingers. Simply redesign the path. Change the routine and you change the results. The tragedy is that too many people wait. They say, one day I'll start saving, one day I'll take care of my health, one day I'll work on myself. But one day is a thief. It robs you of the only day you ever truly have, which is today. If you're going to redesign your destiny, don't wait for someday, start this day. Here's the secret. You don't need to change everything overnight. That's too heavy, too overwhelming. What you need is one new discipline, one simple change in your routine. Start walking every morning, start reading 10 pages a day, start journaling your thoughts, start saving a little from each paycheck. Small hinges swing big doors, and one new habit can open an entirely new future. Think of it like turning a ship. At first, a small turn doesn't look like much, but give it enough distance and suddenly that ship is in a completely different place. Your life works the same way. Change a small daily discipline and in 5 years, you're living in a whole new world. But here's the challenge. You must decide. You must draw up the blueprint of a new routine. And then you must commit. Don't just think about it. Don't just talk about it. Put it on paper. Schedule it. Live it. Protect it. Because destiny is not designed in your head. It's designed in your calendar. So ask yourself right now, what routine do I need to end? What discipline do I need to begin? What one change will move me closer to the life I want? Answer those questions today and act on them today. Remember, you don't drift to greatness. You design it. You don't stumble into success. You structure it. And the structure is called routine. So here's my call to you. Redesign your destiny. Not next week, not next year, not someday. It starts today. And if you start today, one day you'll look back with pride and say, that was the day I decided. That was the day my future changed. Predictable destiny. Predictable you. Destiny is not a mystery. It's not written in the stars or hidden in luck. Destiny is predictable because it's built one day at a time through the routines you choose and the disciplines you practice. If you want to know where your life is going, don't look at your dreams. Look at your daily habits. They will tell the story long before the results arrive. Here's the truth. Every life is moving in a direction, and that direction is shaped by routine. If your routine is strong, filled with learning, health, gratitude, discipline, your future will be strong. If your routine is weak, filled with neglect, excuses, and wasted time, your future will be weak. It really is that simple. But the best news is this: you hold the pen. You get to write the story. You get to design the daily plan that builds the future you desire. And you can start today. Remember, success is not sudden, it's subtle. It's not one leap, it's steady steps. And failure is not sudden either. It's the quiet erosion of discipline, the slow decay of daily neglect. Both success and failure are predictable because both are built daily. So here's my final challenge. Don't leave your destiny to chance. Don't drift through the days and hope for a miracle. Take charge of your routine. Design it with purpose. Fill it with disciplines that reflect the life you want, and then live it day after day, month after month, year after year. Because in the end, your destiny is nothing more than the sum of your daily routines. And when you choose the right routines, you don't have to wonder about your future. You can predict it. And the best prediction of all is this: a predictable destiny built by a predictable you. So stand up, take control, and begin today. The future is waiting, and it will be built by what you do next.